this is Aurore here with my husband Mark.
Hello.
So we are doing a quick video today. It's a tagging couple video where we are going to answer quite a few questions. So, you know, you've never really seen my husband who is actually helping me a lot online, you know, and helping me with the baby. And, so I thought it would be good to have him today answering some questions. So, first of all, where did we meet?
In church.
Okay. How did what happen?
I prayed for a wife.
And?
You turned up.
Okay, that's what you be like. Just elaborate.
Oh, elaborate. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, attending church. She comes in, gets saved. I didn't really notice her for the first couple of weeks because she spent most of her time on the altar. And you know, and then she came in one day wearing glasses, and I thought, that's it. That is a sign from God.
Here we go. And he had glasses with sellotape on the side of his glasses, and I said, there is no way that this guy talks to me. And well, now we are married. It's the right hand, yeah?
Yeah, don't sound so excited.
All right, so then what do you have to say about online marketing? What was your first thought about online marketing?
Or internet marketing.
Yeah, internet marketing.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. And initially, I thought the idea of making money from the internet was just, there were too many sharks out there, it was too dangerous, there was too much risk. And I was proved right a few times, but only because we had poor judgment, and that was due to not having any proper advice. So we trusted quite a few people, we trusted what they said, and it wasn't through lack of effort doing what we were doing, it was just, you know, it's just people that are salesmen, so they sell what they're offering, and it's basically filled with lies. So I guess internet marketing will work as long as there is a viable product which actually you can learn from and you can sell. Oh, it depends what the internet, what the actual system is, what the program is. But having a reliable person there, somebody who tells the truth. And as Christians, truth is fairly important to us. And the problem with internet marketing or anything to do with the internet is that people are not truthful, and people don't seem to see a problem with not telling the truth, and that's where the massive amount of danger is. So. Yeah,
that's how for a long time we were just like struggling to find actually the right tools or support to be able to have success online. And then came MLSP. So before that, we actually spent something like $8,000 in information products, and our supposedly mentor was meant to help us was just like so, you know, unresponsive, quite angry when we were asking for some questions. But we paid that money and we really wanted to make it back. So eventually my husband turned the information products that we had into mobile apps. So if you're looking to have some mobile apps, you know, being designed, or, you know, having a website being created, he's the guy, very technical, very good.
Yeah, but the best thing about that is that I just sold one of the apps that I made that took me about 2 or 3 days to make. I've just sold it for $500 on Apptopia. It's like, okay, I'm going to make a mobile app, and that was like, what, 3 years ago? 4 years ago? Yeah. Over 4 years ago I made mobile apps, over 80 mobile apps. Did it bring me money in? No, not really. But now, because that app, one particular app's got over 50,000 users, that's a good thing to have, is lots and lots of users. So over 52,000 users. I put it for sale on Apptopia, and it sold for $500. It's okay. I mean, she's not really listening to me.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm listening.
That's why you change.
No.
I can change the camera with my toe. Look.
No. But it was just like to change the light. Okay. All right, so
You're not going to edit this, are you?
no.
Best to leave it in.
Yeah. So you said it was quite difficult then to find the right information online, and eventually when you stick to it, you make it happen. So what was your first thought when you heard about MLSP? Were you...
I was absolutely, no, I don't trust it.
Yeah. And then what happened?
Well, you stuck with it. And part of the problem before was that we kept sticking with programs, but they still didn't work. But the amount of content and support that Aurore was getting meant that she stuck to it as well. So then people started to join, and we moved to the next level. I like to call it the next level, where you found something that works, you found something that's good, and now you have to sell that and promote that and tell others that this is good for them. So then we saw people joining up and leaving and signing up and leaving, and that kind of rocky road where people are joining and leaving just proved to me how fickle people are when it comes to their own success online. And that's where I'm very proud of Aurore, because she stuck with it, and I believe only because of the general support from MLSP, which was non-existent in the other systems or other people and these bloody gurus that promise the earth, and actually, they promise it because it sounds good, but then they don't need to deliver because they're sat on millions of pounds. Why would they? You know what I'm saying? If you're angry with them, so go. You're 50 quid a month or whatever it is, it doesn't matter because they've already got all the money they need. So that's their attitude. Now with MLSP, I haven't seen that. I don't know the leaders personally, but I haven't seen that kind of response. So you've had Rob 4, you've had, what's the lady that was on with
Jessica?
Yeah, Jessica Higdon. Mm-hmm. So I know those two by name. And when I saw them on Aurore's chat show, whatever you want to call it,
Hangouts.
I was like, okay, yeah, fair enough. It's even more proof, So why would they have a hangout with my wife?
Online.
Yeah, why would they? They don't need to.
Yeah.
They don't need to. But there are obviously people with a conscience who want to add lots of value to their market.
So it's very exciting because, for some of you, maybe you may have an unsupportive spouse, it could be your wife, or it could be your husband, or it could even be like your family, your kids, and nobody really wants to help you. And what I have to say is that MLSP works, and if you want to break free from chasing your friends and family members, MLSP is going to show you the exact strategies and tools that you need to use in order to bring your business to the next level. And it is true that my husband didn't like it initially, and when I listened for the first time the wake-up calls and the training, I was absolutely blown away. And after spending the $8,000 dollars that I mentioned before, I just knew in my heart that MLSP was the right thing. So I'm so excited that I stuck to it, because my husband now only talks about it. If you see somebody who is an offline marketer struggling, he would say, join MLSP, MLSP this, MLSP that, yeah?
Yeah, I've got lots of people in my local network in Bristol. I'm not much of an online networker, I'm mainly face-to-face. And I can hear people talk about problems that I know MLSP can solve.
There we go. So it can take some time, but to me, having my husband listening to the wake-up calls was definitely a great thing. So now, tell me about what do you think about live events and your own experience, and how.
Mm-hmm. And how long have we got?
Not long.
Not long. Okay, live events. If you don't go to a live event, you're not alive. Bit longer than that?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, live events are something that I couldn't stand going to. Okay, there was a live event up north in the middle of England. We had to drive. It was a long drive, and it was for Clean Easy. Can I mention Clean Easy?
Yeah.
I just did. Clean Easy is a good business, but it was full of people going, pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it, and they were just so going, clean easy, clean easy. But the thing about Clean Easy is that it's Tupperware, and the products themselves they're very cheap, and that's all I'll say. That is all I'll say about it. And so the thing is, there were so many pumped people at that Clean Easy event. It made me very uncomfortable because I didn't want to be exposed. I didn't want to come out of myself. I didn't want to admit that actually it was a good event because I didn't want to. Okay, but then she kept on dragging me to more and more events, and it kind of sunk in. When I went to the Wealth Dragons event in July 2013.
So it's a property event?
Yeah, the Wealth Dragons, they teach people how to buy a house for £1, no money down deals, and how to do something called lease options, which are very clever, rent to rent, rent to buy, and all these types of ways to buy a house or actually to get onto the property ladder and blah, blah, blah. And the thing about that was the event itself was tailored, it was engineered by John Lee and Vincent Wong. It was engineered to get the people to come out of all their inhibitions. Very, very clever. John Lee has spent thousands and thousands of dollars on his own education in order to get the crowd and the people to go through a particular journey with themselves. And I think the July event was a very special event because there are a lot of delegates from that July event that are still coming to the that are coming to the Wealth Dragons events as ambassadors. And there's a handful of people that came specifically from that July event. So I believe that was an act of providence from God, that actually He blessed that event to bring people together. And I think it is important to go to live events. For me, it enabled me to actually ask for money. So I asked for £15,000
as a joint venture,
as a part of a joint venture, and I got it. In fact, 3 people said yes, and 1 person eventually allowed me through the system to become an apprentice of the Wealth Dragons. Those things at the moment, the apprenticeship is of no interest to me at the moment because I'm not actually interested in doing the property deals. And that's another thing about live events, is that even though it was a property event, it opened my eyes to the abilities that are within me to actually start my own business. So I started a business called Startup Stay Up, which helps startups with their web design and video production. And then after that, I looked at my innate skills that God had blessed me with, and that is video production and sound engineering. So I started a company called BristolAudio.com, and I'm attracting a lot of work. And it's crazy. I hadn't even received the camera in the post that I bought, and I'd actually had people giving me work, and I hadn't even got the equipment. And to say all of that is to really understand the power of a live event. That if you've got a good live event, these guys are on stage probably to sell you something, but you don't need to buy. But the thing about those live events is that the energy level is so high, the speakers on stage are trained so well that
it compels you to take action.
Yeah, you'd need to be dead not to get. I mean, I've seen dead people at events, and it's like you'd need to stick some dynamite somewhere and light it, and even that wouldn't work. Well, it'd kill them, wouldn't it? So
what I wanted to say about it is that I remember at the time, it was last year, when I thought, how am I going to this live event, for the No Excuses Summit? And, living in the UK, traveling to the US, that's about 18 hours flight, traveling. So it was a very long time. But instead of thinking, I can't do it, it was more, how am I going to be able to make it, to do it, to make it happen? And eventually, probably even 2 days before I was due to fly, I did not have the money to pay for the flight. And I was praying, God, I need to find a way to fly there. I must go there. And eventually, you know, my mom just calls me out of the blue and said, hey, you know what? Do you need some money? And I was like, how do you know that? And she said, well, you know, God told me that you needed some money. I said, yeah. So eventually she sent me the money, and probably 8 hours before flying, it's my husband who actually booked the flight. I got there. I was on a mission to talk to as many people as I could and to get as much information as I could. And eventually there, this is where we met Bill Walsh, who is a renowned public speaker, who eventually came to the UK. And in the UK, we met John Lee from the Wealth Dragon, the property investors. And when we first went to the event, you know, in London with Bill Walsh, my husband was not interested in to say, yeah, you know, all this American stuff. No, he just didn't like it. But when we went to the event, which took place again in London, but with the Wealth Dragon, I saw my husband being like this, and now suddenly taking action and doing the action move and high five, you are a Wealth Dragon. I couldn't believe it. It was a real transformation. So if I simply said to myself, oh, going to the US is far and it's expensive, and how am I going to afford this, and how am I going to afford that, that would have never happened. And since this event, you know, we've seen some very amazing things taking place. So I'm very excited for him and for me, and you know, that's really good. And what did I want to say again?
I have no idea.
I think that's it, really.
Okay, so I want to mention something about your attitude towards money. What's your relationship with money?
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I'm assuming, a lot of people are actually very afraid of money. They're afraid of being people that are self-employed that are afraid of money. Because people that are employed, the money's going to come in, they're going to spend it, the money's going to come in again. That's not what I'm talking about. Self-employed people and being afraid of spending the money. Okay, so I'm constantly aware of the bills that are coming, the bills that I can't pay, and I'm constantly aware that I will get work. And it's like it's not a very easy road to travel. There's still fear in that kind of activity, but the thing is that I trust God to give me the works that I can pay the bills. So it's a lot about faith in believing that God will help me to do these things. Now, if you don't believe in God, that's okay, but you still have faith that something is going to come your way. So you do your best, you do sales, you do promotion, you do cold calling, you call people up, you network, and all these things will bring you business. So you have faith that if you do these things, business will come. Okay, so it's the same thing. I believe that God provides me with the things that are coming. So the thing about relationship with money is that I didn't have a very good relationship with money.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning. Okay, so you never stop learning, but I'm still learning about this thing which is called money. And I don't see it as something which is the focus or the focus of my vision, the focus of my dreams. Money is not the object of my desire, even though when I have lots of it, I'm happier. My mindset is focused on success and what I believe success is. And money does play a part, but success can be something as simple as having a happy family marriage in a nice house with just good health. That can be success for some people, and to be honest, that's good. That's good to have that. But if you desire money, and you know, if that's what you're seeking, you'll probably end up chasing it, because money can run away faster from you than you can chase after it. So your attitude towards money has got to be, you've got to balance it very, very well with what your mindset focuses on as success. That's what you need to be focused on, not the money. The money will come. The money's a side issue. And I think that if you desire good things, and you desire a good, proper company, and desire to do good things and treat people in a good way, then I think the money will be of less importance.
Yeah, and if I can add on that, I would say that when you focus on helping people and bringing value to their lives, this is where money comes as well. Because if you only think about how you can get money out of somebody, it makes it hard, because the person can just feel it and they will simply like run a mile away from you. So if you see yourself as a person of value who has something to give, simply just like give and you will receive, and whatever you need to ask for your business to grow, you will have it. You know, it's not about just like, I want the money, I want the money. I think the money is great, but it comes with value. You know, if you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. You know, it's what Zig Ziglar said. So, so that was just to say that working online has been great. Attending live events has been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It has really changed my business and my husband's business. And what I would say is that simply just go for it. You know, simply go for it and have success with whatever you're doing. And if you haven't heard about MLSP and if you want more information about MLSP, simply click the link below this video right now. You're going to have a link. Yeah, just right there. You're going to have a link showing you how you can get information and start having the right mentoring and the right training for you to have success online with your business. So Aurore Jones signing off.
And Mark Jones signing off.
Okay, have a great day. Thank you very much.